Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you some gameplay stuff, some menu stuff, all about how to get more wins in Champs. I still call it FUT Champs. It's not technically called that anymore, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they just call it Champions. Yeah, it wouldn't be very catchy saying FUT Champions, would it really? But yeah, this video is dedicated to how to get more wins in it. Something that a lot of people want to do. I coach a lot of people. Tend to see the average that I coach tends to get around rank 5. Pretty sure that's 11 wins, 14, 16, 18, 19. And the rewards do get significantly better. I will say the rewards are probably the best they've ever been. You get 2 just for that. How many is it at this point? You get 3. So once you get to rank 5, you're getting the 84s pretty much by yourself already. 11 wins is really good rewards, but if you're struggling to get that, watch this video, will help you out. So let's start with 20 games. You have 3 full days to play it. Spread it out. 20 games over 3 days. I used to play them in one sitting. I have a pretty good attention span. I tend to get a lot of rage quits. I'm pretty decent at FIFA. A lot of people, though, every game they go into pretty much a war. Most people they play are even or better than them. They might have a few easy games, but a lot of your games probably go into extra time. If you play on average of 70, 80 minutes of a game, because you get some rage quits or you quit, 15 minutes a game, 20 games, we're looking at 5 hours minimum, and that's without any like stoppages in between and stuff. Doesn't include extra time. 5 hours is a lot to play in one go. I would at least spread it out into 2 sessions. I think that is going to make a big difference for a lot of people. Staying hydrated is 100% one that a lot of people don't do. Do something that makes you, I guess, more chilled during it. I honestly think there's a lot of very simple things that most people don't even consider that, in my opinion, makes a big difference. I'm on the objectives menu. I don't think there's too much in particular. Are you sick to death of getting out teamed on FC24? Won that God Squad you've always been dreaming of? Check out IGGM.com today. The best and most reliable place to get coins for your ultimate team. Use the link in the description and code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out IGGM.com today. But if you can see some of the objectives and milestones you're working towards, this can sometimes give you extra motivation. Apparently bought a new club badge, 100 coins, let's go. And also just keep an eye on these. Sometimes you might see a reward in here that you've not got. Managing your club well, getting all the rewards, packs, things like that. That you can, I'm not telling you to spend money on packs. This can make a big difference in making the most of things. Not doing stupid SBCs and losing value in your club. By the way, triple threat. What an awful promo this has been. Absolutely dog. I don't know what EA were thinking. The first couple of promos were pretty good, but this has been rubbish. When it comes to your tactics, have backups, have different ways of playing. I have a normal one. I have one to come back into the game. I have an all-out attack one if I really need to come back late in the game. I have an all-out defense. I'm versatile. I've got my roles set up before the game, so I don't have to constantly keep switching in game. All my formations are properly set up. For Weekend League, I'll add a few impact subs in here. Ultimately, these loans, when else are you going to use them? You're not going to use them at another point, really, are you? So you may as well. Is there any more loans that I want? People get annoyed with people using loans. I do somewhat get it, but ultimately, if you have them and EA are giving them, where else are you going to use them? Like for me, it's a bit of a no-brainer, really, that other people are using them. You're trying to do everything in your power to win games. I think you'd be stupid not to use them, in my opinion. EA give us so many of them as well. But yeah, looking after your club, having your tactics set up, having a game plan, knowing when you're going to switch in game, all these type of things are a pretty vital way of being able to get the most out of your team, in my opinion, that a lot of people, honestly, don't do the basics. We're now going to look at some gameplay stuff that I think are very important that a lot of people seem to forget about as well. One thing that I've started adding to my game as I've got more used to the game and I learn a lot more about it, I've started adding a few tricks. There's not really any 5-star tricks that I think are absolutely essential. The only 5-star skill that I do really at all is the ball roll scoop. definitely has its uses for turning quicker, but it's not one I'm like, yeah, if I don't do this, you're not going to be able to score. This one here, I don't even know what this is called. If someone can tell me what the trick I'm about to do is called, that'd be great. But effectively, you hold L1, you do the right stick one direction, and then 90 degrees. So if you did the right stick completely up, you do it left or right. That decides where the exit is. I think it's basically like a Berber spin, but holding L1. You can see here. It turns really quick, it bamboozles the defender, leaves them in a bad position. Being able to do tricks and catch people out in the box, it just makes you a bit more unpredictable. I don't think tricks are as essential, but I don't see many people using them really at all in Weekend League. The more versatile you are, the more ways you have of scoring, the harder it's going to be for your opponent. And the harder it is for your opponent to predict you, to defend you, the more wins you're going to get. Very simple one here. Use the width. A lot of people either spam it down the middle or only use the width. I do use a mix, but you need to use the width on this game. I don't like just playing down the wings constantly, but there's definitely times when it's useful. Here, you can see every position. Look at the radar. Pretty much everyone on his team is nearly tightly marking someone. But Alphonso Davies, the left back at the top, is in acres of space, so I use it. Acres of space there. This point, I'm 5-1 up, and I was just messing around. I was trying to cross to the guy who's got his hand up in the middle, and honestly, it probably could have gone there. You'll see what happens. But that acres of space, it's allowed me to beat the press. Being able to go out wide and beat the press is a really vital way of, honestly, playing against these people who just spam the press. Generally speaking, at times, you are going to have to take a risk with the press, and then you can quite often find that you can get down the wings and get into a lot of space. I whip it in. This is a great header with Rooney Green in the header, but it's not that I'm particularly looking at. It's the fact that I've used the overlapping fullback. I've made a lot of space, and even there, if I just chose to run it in, it'd have been very hard for my opponent to stop me really once I got into that position. Multiple rank ones on this year's FC game, and I'm in the elite division. So clearly I'm a pretty decent player, but I still do dumb stuff at times. Just because I'm getting hit in the top ranks doesn't mean that I don't make stupid mistakes. And you need to learn from your mistakes. Here is a big one that I made. In this position, I get tempted into this pass. I should have honestly either sprinted with Davies because he's got quick step goal and he's rapid. It'd been very hard for him to get the ball for me. Or done a full power through ball because there's a lot of space down the line. Or chipped it. But I often like to play the driven passes. And I give the ball away stupidly. There's times where there's not even a pass on. And the best thing you could do, honestly, would be to just left stick dribble, show some composure. It's generally when people are pressing you, quite obvious which way they're going to press. Playing the ball out the back, I would never on FIFA, unless I absolutely have to, clear it or boot up the pitch. Occasionally you do have to. I'd rather do that than just give them the ball, tackle me and get a one-on-one. But generally speaking, composure, playing out the back, is what the best players do. And honestly, this goal is absolute joke. Like, the keeper should never be letting this in. Honestly, should be blocked as well. And it's a joke of an equaliser. But all that came from a dumb mistake. If I don't give the ball away there, my opponent never even has the chance to do that. Does that make the rest of it fair? No. But it all stemmed from stupidity from me. One of the things that I would really say as well, that I don't think enough people do, I would watch your own games back. It's one of the big things I do when I'm coaching people. But if you don't want to just sit and watch a full game back, at the very least, analyse the goals you are conceding. Not enough people do that. If you're not analysing the goals you're conceding, you're not really going to understand what you keep doing wrong. Generally speaking, most people, the goals they're conceding, there is a fairly consistent pattern. If you can analyse them, see if you keep making the same dumb mistake, you can then identify what you need to change in your game. There's a lot of things you can do to improve and get more wins in FUT Champs. Hopefully this video has helped you out. If you'd like to see another one like this, please do let me know. As always, keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.